Let's talk off-grid power solutions and solar generators. Hi guys, welcome back to Heartway Farms. We had the opportunity to review an off-grid solar generator by Oupes. And so today we're going to go over just a few things that we've been using it for here around the farm and potential that we see for how this would be applicable for us here at the farm. First of all, this is the Oupes solar generator. It comes with two portable solar panels, 100 watts apiece. They come in a nice little fold-up unit. So it's pretty rugged. It's got a really good durable skin on the outside. It's got a zipper with the wires in the back here that we'll go into. And there's two of those. That's the solar array that you would use to charge it in an off-grid situation. The other thing it comes with is just your standard residential plug to plug it in and charge it off of. And it also comes with your car, so you can plug it into 12 volt and charge the unit that way. So right off the bat, the unit offers a lot of diversity. It has a lot of different solutions for recharging it, getting the power into the battery unit, and having it available for your use off the grid. Some of the things that we've talked about using it for is simple power outages, running small appliances. It does have a max starting draw of around 1500 watts and then a normal operation of 1100 watts. So it will supply a lot of your small, we've even used things such as the Presto Instant Pot and our coffee percolator, and simple things like just charging our phones and our computers. So those are some simple solutions that we've got for having off-grid power. Another aspect that we have is we have one of our team members, our editor, that does some off-road camping and some overlanding. And that is a great option for a small unit that can be set up. It can harvest the power of the sun. It can glean the energy from the car batteries as they're out driving. And then it can be used in a very quiet fashion when they're off-grid and when they're out doing the overlanding. So let's get into the unit real quick here. Just show how these fold up real quick. They have these little kickstands on the back here that pop out, and that allows it to be leaned back into the sun array there. Nice little wrap up and carry container all in one. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the face of the unit here. We've got our plugs. We've got the input source, and then we have the power button right here. And that pops up and shows you the hours, the percentage, the input and the output settings. Something that we did notice is that this is sensitive to the cold. If it is very cold and you're storing it in your trunk, it does have a high and low sensor on it to protect the batteries. So that is something to keep in mind as far as the review that, we got it during the cold months here. We've been using it during the cold and then the early spring. And so when it was freezing cold out, that is something that was a limiting factor to it. But once again, that would be extreme situations of not having any temperature control at all. Down the side here, you have your standard plug-ins, and then you activate those plugs in this bank on this side with the button right here that says that you want to go ahead and utilize that side of it. And then on this side here, you've got your C chargers and your USB chargers and your 12 volt outputs. So it gives you a lot of options as far as different devices. You don't have to have a ton of different adapters because it has them built into it. And it has some different wattages, 60 watts, 18 watts. And then over here is your 110 with your standard operating of maximum 1100 watt output. Like I said, it's a 1500 watt output for the hard start, and then the normal operation is the maximum of 1100 watts. That's kind of an important factor because the 1100 watts is slightly higher than your 1000 watts that a lot of your small appliances put out. So a lot of small appliances will put out anywhere from 800 to 900 watts. So it's giving you a little bit of buffer to operate the unit as well. On the back of the unit, it's got this flashlight set up, and then I believe it's got the dimmer that goes on it, and then it's got the SOS Morse code flashing system right there for, I guess if you're on the side of the road, it would be something that you could use just to indicate an emergency situation. If you're out off-road camping, it's something that you could charge and you could illuminate up into the sky. So it's just a nice option to have a built-in flashlight that's constantly available for you. And it is it's bright, but it's nice because it does have a diffusion over it as well. It's not in your face bright. So like I said, over here, if you look at the actual panel, in the back of the panel, it's got the zipper package for your splitters. So you have your main plug that would go into the splitter here. So you've got one, and then the other one that would go into here, and then your main that goes into the front of the unit, right for the input here. So having that option to have both these panels at 100 watts a piece to 200 watts of power to charge your unit is a nice feature as well. So it's not taking forever. We did notice that it took a little bit more time on cloudier days, obviously, but that's standard with solar. Solar will be affected by shadows, by cloud cover, and then just the environment if it's super sunny or if it's dim. So we're just going to plug in a couple things so that you can see the power draw and how it affects the unit. So we just have an output of 15 watts that's going to the computer. We've got a USB connection over here, 3.0. And I can plug something like a phone into there. And we just activate it right there on the side. Now we're up to 20 watts. And then we've got a coffee maker. Who doesn't want to camp without coffee, right? And you can hear the unit just kicked on there. It's got a fan to cool it down. Very quiet though. I know people use this device for things like CPAP and things like that as well. So that's something that if you sleep with a CPAP unit, that would be a pretty big game changer for someone because you're not buying just a battery pack for your CPAP unit. You would be using this to do everything else in conjunction with using that unit at night. And like I said, this is pretty quiet. You can hear the coffee pot just kicked on there. It's running fine. And we're pulling about 830 watts right now. It's pretty nice that it gives you the digital readouts and it's letting you know how much it's drawing off the unit. So that's a percolator, and you saw how it jumped, almost 800 watts of draw to function that. So there's a lot of functionality to it, a lot of different features, and a pretty large range with that 1500 watts of maximum output and then 1100 watts of normal operation. It does let you do quite a bit at one time. So something else that we can use this for is recreational activities as a family. We can use it for when we go out camping, when we go on road trips. We have access to a cooler refrigerator. It is an electric-driven cooler that has a fridge and a freezer on it, and this was able to operate that for over 3 days continuously in keeping our food and our food products cold or frozen. So that was another great feature. We have that cooler review that will be coming in the future, and that's an 80-quart cooler that we were able to operate. So once again, for road trips, for hooking up some light appliances to, just having another way of recharging things, it's a really versatile piece of equipment. That's the biggest thing that we liked about it is there's a dollar point involved with it. It's around $1,500. It comes with the full package that you see here, and it comes with the most up-to-date battery system as well. There's a lot of other batteries out there that require charge cycles and all the technical side that I'm not going to get into because I am not a technical wizard. We are looking at using this for the family, for an off-grid power solution, and in just the time that we've been able to utilize it, it's allowed a lot of diversity for what we're doing with this. The other thing that we're going to be looking into using it for that we don't have installed yet is a solar array for a pump in the back of our property. And that solar array is not going to have a battery source that's hooked up to it, but I foresee, looking at the specs, that this is something that we are going to be able to utilize on a day or a period of time when it's not been sunny for a long enough time that we could use it for a power cycle and we could run our solar pump out back to move water to the front of the property. So it's easy to move around, it's easy to get back and forth. I mean, it's a nice little unit, but it seems like it's got a lot of capability packed into it that we haven't even gotten to explore yet. So we have a link provided below that will take you directly to the product and allow you to check out all the specs that we can put on here as well. They have been a great company to work with, and we have had like I said, a very brief time to use this, but there's a lot of options that are available to us with the plug configuration and with the ease of operation. All right, you guys, so far we've enjoyed using this product. Let me know if you've had any experience with solar generators, or if your experience of using them and how they've worked out for you. We will, like I said, provide a link down below, and we'll continue to give you updates around the farm. I'm sure that you see this thing integrated in our farm activities around the spring, summer, and fall activities that are going on here. So thanks a lot for joining, and have a great day.